Andries from Belgium are battling out the B final. It seems that Peter van Veen, the Dutch national team, is taking the win in the B final, but a very, very almost photo finish moment
Peter
here
van
at the end.
Veen takes on by a lead of just 1 boat length, and Andries actually made it really tough for him, but it's a nice battle to see here towards the finish line, and Amos will have to do with a 3rd place there.
Yeah, and back to the A final. This is some of the best men's scullers we're going to see here on the Bosbaan. They're competing for the Holland Beker, and this is really about who is the best single sculler of today. Simon van Dorp has some good papers, as we sometimes like to say in Dutch. But we also have to turn attention to the Belgian, because actually this is one of his last races for the Belgian national colors. So he actually wants to give everything he has to see what's still left in his bucket.
Melvin Twellaar is really going for it here in lane 4. We've seen that high pace of him, very high pace, especially for such a heavyweight rower like he is, outpacing Simon van Dorp in lane 3 by quite a few reps. But yeah, they're both still going at a fairly equal speed. But Melvin Twellaar has really taken the lead a little bit. But it will be exciting to see if he can maintain that lead, because it is fragile what he's done.
And if we look back at the previous results, some of you might remember 2 years ago when we had that magnificent battle here at the Koninklijke Holland Beker between so many Dutch participants who were battling out for that 1st place, where Melvin came out on top. He was battling his crewmate from the double there. He was also rowing against Simon back then, but it was Melvin against Steph then in the last 500 meters. Melvin being a bit towards the back early on in the race, but then had a really, really fast final sprint and took the cup back then. But today it's him against Simon, and they're still rowing next to each other with a small lead by Melvin here.
Yeah, their lead has not grown bigger since we last talked about it. They've passed the 1,000-meter mark now, and they have finally started to draw a bit of distance between them and the other competitors. So we have our Belgian rower Tim Brees in lane 2, who is in 3rd place, only just barely keeping off his Dutch and British competition. But it's the 2 Dutch rowers, and now Melvin Twellaar is really taking the lead. He has really switched on to the 5th gear, and he's powering on. Look at that leg drive. I can see that the live stream has now got him in full focus, so you guys can watch with me.
But it's not unnoticed by Simon, as he is also adding up some rhythm, some speed. It's not unnoticed. He's pushing again. He's pushing again to stay with Melvin.
Yeah, and look at how badly both of them want to be the very best, the very strongest single sculler in the Netherlands, potentially the fastest single sculler in the world after this day. But look at Melvin Twellaar and Simon van Dorp battling it out. And there's the response that you were describing earlier. Simon was building up to it, but now the pace has joined. He first laid in the leg drive, the power underwater, but now his pace is joining up, and that is really moving the boat on. This man is running over this course, and Melvin Twellaar can still respond to it.
What a push from Simon van Dorp. We know he's more of a long endurance engine, and Melvin has really good at sprinting towards the end. But what a push here towards the end from Simon. He's really going for it, and Melvin has to respond, and he's trying to respond, but not sure whether that response will be enough for him.
Yeah, Simon van Dorp, of course, with some of the strongest legs in the world. He has shown it on the RP3, he has shown it on the land, but now he has to show it here on the Bosbaan rowing course for the Holland Beker. Melvin Twellaar, maybe a bit more lightweight, but with a great technique and a great sprint indeed. It's going to be super tight here to the finish. We can see the public coming to the pontoon.
You can see Melvin looking to the right, looking again to see if he's doing enough, but he's not doing enough, because Simon van Dorp is now taking over the lead by quite a margin. It's Simon van Dorp who looks very relaxed towards the final couple hundred meters. His rowing seems to be a lot more in control than Melvin. Melvin seems to struggle a bit. His head's going down, and Simon is a boat length in advance.
Is, starting his sprint here. Some extremely powerful strokes, even though Melvin Twellaar was leading this race for quite a while. Simon van Dorp is now showing that he is the strongest man here on the rowing course. Look at him go. Look at all the force that he's putting in these oars. Melvin Twellaar tries to keep up, and Simon van Dorp is really leading this race.
Ja, phenomenal phenomenal rowing. Simon van Dorp,
fantastic.
his push was amazing. It really paid off. There's a boat length difference here, and he has completely capitalized on his strategy here.
He looks back whether how long the strokes, but he's there. He is there. He's done it. 1.5 length in advance. He's done it. He's still the best skiff single scull rower in the Netherlands. And Melvin will have to do it a second place. And then in third, we have the participant from Belgium, Tim Bryce, who's has done a good race here, being third, not too far behind actually. So well done for him also.
Such an absolute fantastic racing today, you guys.
And we'll be seeing them on the victory platoon, sure enough, for the interview, hearing from them firsthand how the race felt. And I think the ladies are already there, and since the men's A final is over, we might get a small insight in how the racing was for them. I'm looking at you, Nicole, there. Is there a possibility for us to get one of the ladies to talk about their racing results?
Yes, I'm headed that direction. I'm just on my way right now.
Yeah, such an amazing end to this, these two main events of the day, the Ladies Trophy and the Holland Beker. So it won by Roos de Jong and Simon van Dorp, the absolute very best single scullers of the Netherlands. We have about 15 minutes to the next event. I think I'll just turn around and go see if I can catch them at the start. It will be the men's development Cox's
no,
4.
I think it's the men's. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I was just reading it from my phone.
Yeah.
So. As I'm riding up to the starting line to catch the Cox's 4s, the development tournament of the Dutch student clubs, we see some warm-ups also of the men and women's doubles. So we are up for a busy afternoon still.
Definitely a busy afternoon. Some of the tournaments still have to be decided, so there's still some of the fours can win points for their tournament and decide whether they're first or second or third, ending up the podium and getting to get that award later on this evening. And there's Simon van Dorp climbing out of his boat. You can definitely see he had a tough race today. What a Dutch giant, and also Melvin Twellaar there, still smiling, so not too unhappy with the result. I mean, what a race they had together, and I mean, they both know that they're very strong rowers, and that it would be a tough race to beat each other. And I'm wondering whether, Nicole, you can actually reach up to them for a little bit of information about how their race felt. I can see your mic on camera actually. I can see that you're close by these two champions, these two heavyweight champions. You look very small next to them.
So I'm standing here next to Simon van Dorp today, the strongest sculler on the water. Simon, how was your race? How do you feel about this win?
It was pretty insane. Melvin went out with a lot of guts. Because I felt like I was going fast, but there was one point, I think at the 1200, where I was looking at 135s, 136s, really pushing hard to try to get level, and he was walking. So it felt like we used up the entire sprint before we got to the last 500. So yeah, no, very tough race. Yeah, I'm super happy to win. Yeah, super happy to win, and yeah, honored to do it at home, which is great.
Simon, you did amazing. Congratulations from us, and so nice to see you winning at the Bosbaan, the Holland Beker. Very, very well deserved. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pulling 136 is halfway through your race in a single scull, and then still having someone walk on you. That must be a terrifying feeling there when you're all alone on the water like that.
Yeah, you try to not go too far away because you're still a bit, you're making a lot of sound if you're not talking. So try to stay close to us.
All right, that sounded very desperate, but I'll try to stay a bit closer.
Yeah, there's a lot of people gathered there at the victory platoon. Obviously,
pretty full of people now coming out to see an event like this.
Yes, it's so nice to see so many people out there. To congratulate also the winners of today's blue ribbon event, the women's and the men's single sculls. Yeah, we're a bit alone together here, Thij. So I'm wondering if you can already see something of those development crews, which will also be heading our way in any minute now.
Yeah, quite soon, I guess. I see them all lined up, so I think they'll be with us shortly. I've decided to wait at the 500-meter line, so I can catch them there. I do see that the lights are not on yet, so we have a bit of waiting ahead of us.
Yes,
but it can't be too long.
Shortly we will go to the development cruise in the B final, but first here the ceremony for the Holland Beker will take place with on the stage soon Simon van Dorp, Melvin Twellaar and Tim Bryce. Such a beautiful ending of his career.
And it's light green, and away we go in the men's coxless 4 development tournament. And a lot is still to be decided today in not just this, but many of these development fields. So this really matters for these crews. Who is going to go home with the first place in the development tournament? Mostly second-year rowers, the freshman 8 just behind them. Now stepped into this coxless 4.
Question for me to Nicole and Anne. Maybe we can get Tim Bryce on the mic as well. I mean, he just had his last World Cup, and
also ask him if he feels okay about us butchering his name all the time, I think.
So I'm standing here next to Tim, who would like to share some reflections of his race. Tim, how do you feel about today?
Well, I thought I was going fast in the beginning, but apparently it was not. Yeah, my focus was really on staying with the 2 strongest Dutch, but yeah, they just did their own battle, and I had to fight for third with Guillaume, so that was already a tough battle.
Well, great battle you've shown to us. Thank you so much for these words. How is it to be rowing here on the Bosbaan? Do you like this course? Do you like the environment, the Holland Beker?
Well, it's been from 2012 since I've been here, so it's a long time, but yeah, the atmosphere is amazing, and the course is great. So with all the friends here, and yeah, really like the Heimat of rowing. Like it's the capital of rowing, so it's great to be here. So
well, thank you so much to you, because of course it's only thanks to you rowers that we can have such an event like this with these amazing world-class rowers. And then back to you, Thij, onto the B final that's unfolding here at the course as well.
Yeah, it's exciting, so that we don't miss any of the action there.
Yes, amazing, Thij. Thank you so much. Well, I'm looking here at the times on time team. It seems that Skulls actually has been overtaking Gias to take the lead. Only just under a second separating them. So indeed, points to be delivered here in this B final as well. But we're going to see how that race is going to unfold as they get closer towards us.
Yeah, so Skull was moving very fast this whole race. Gias chasing them down. If it's only a second, then Gias is really gaining on Skull, I would say.
Indeed, it does seem that way. But then I'm curious, the race you're headed to now seems to be a lightweight women's development double. B final, actually. So it's not an A final. You will see, according to time team. We will find out in a minute.
Yeah, I'm also confused by this entry, but we'll see what happens. Either way, we're going to see some rowing. And we'll just talk about whatever's on the water at that time.
Yes, we're going to see some rowing indeed. That's at least what we expect here on the Holland Beker. I'm just trying to figure out where the crackling noise is coming from. Maybe in the finish tower you can try something with the nubs around you. So it seems that the crackling has stopped. That at least is a good sign. But in the meantime, we've got the podium of the Holland Beker here coming to the stage. Of course, with the big man, Simon van Dorp, taking the win here. We've just spoken to him. It was a very tight race. He didn't necessarily expect to take the win home here today, because Melvin Twellaar was this extremely strong man as well. And then our friend Tim, the Belgian, also really giving us a great race here today. What a nice podium here at the Holland Beker.
A nice podium for sure, and we're still looking at the B final of the men's development fours, and as what I can see from the finish tower here, it seems like, let me see, The middle lane are in front. The top lane are definitely way behind. There could be a battle between first and second, actually, for the 3 lowest lanes. What do you see on the victory pontoon?
So it's actually Gias here indeed in lane 1 that is strong, doing very well in this race. For a moment they had given away the lead to Skull, but now it's Gias back in first, and I think they will actually win this this B final. As now also Skull is fastly coming our direction, but Gias still leading in this race with the sprint, trying to secure that first place. But it's cheers here for Simon van Dorp, who is winning the Holland Beker here, holding the trophy in the air. What a well-deserved win for him.
Well-deserved win indeed for him, and as Gias comes by over the finish with me first, it's those are the winners for final B, and I'm very curious to see what the next final B will give us, and it's the lightweight women's development double pairs. Hey, what's up? Can you see something? What's
So the lightweight women's doubles is what's coming towards us now. We have 3 crews now on the water. We have a let's see, the crew from Njord, who is in the lead, but only barely because Skadi is very close to them. We'll be getting them into view in just a second now. And it'll be quite a tight race, but it's a B final with only 3 crews that is coming towards us. Maybe we can turn on a bit of background music again. And I think that I've seen the car drive up and down a lot, so I think we're getting some streams in from that B final too, still from the men's fours.
Yeah, so in this lightweight women's doubles, we're gonna see it Proteus-Eretes with Kira de Jong and Silke Volkersma. Also from Njord we have Isis van Wolde and Linde Slijmer, and then lastly from Skadi, Anna van Vliet, together with Maaike den Blanke. They're headed our direction. I'm still waiting for the times to come in through Time Team, but we just wait patiently to see these coming in, and otherwise we're just gonna look at the images of the video committee.
Yeah, just about a half length up. It's Skadi now ahead of Njord. So Skadi in lane 4, very relaxed rowing here. I think they'll wait for the racing about